Hey, don't get too close to the edge. What'll happen if you fall, huh?
Yeah, you'd think an airship would have like a little bit more secure railing. This looks not tall enough, this thing. But okay, I get also tourists want to see over the edge. I guess like cruise liners, it's just as dangerous to fall off a cruise ship, but they don't have giant walls to protect you, so that, you know, a cruise ship passenger can take a look over the edge. But seriously, folks, like, if you fall off a cruise ship liner, those ships go really, really fast. It's hard to tell because of how huge they are, so they look like they lumber slowly. If you fall off a cruise liner into the ocean, there is a humongously big chance that you are not going to make it. It is like, please, everybody, be careful on a cruise ship. This is your public safety notice from your pal Minsk, yeah? Because, like, it's really not a joke to fall off a big ship. Especially because, like, those are pretty tall, those ships, so, like, it's really gonna hurt falling in the water from that high, too. Yeah.
Wow, this is so cool! Hey, look! That tree is so tiny!
Guess, missing the forest for the trees or something, I guess.
Such a pity. Thanks to the clouds, you can't even see the Sapphire Tower from here. I'm a researcher with the History Museum. You know the towers, right? I'm here to inspect those. After Her Majesty's birthday celebrations, there were sightings of odd phenomena around the tetracyclic towers. A little late, but better to investigate now than never, right?
Interesting. That is a important piece of detail, I think. Were there 4 of those weird pillars inside the chamber, the final chamber, where we had the final boss fight last part? They highlighted the 4 towers rising up there when Kevin and Julia went down there last episode. So I'm immediately thinking, like, are the 4... Because there's 4 towers, you know, there's Carnelia, Sapphirel, Amberl, and Esmelos. So, like, I'm just wondering, like, that's immediately where my brain goes, because they're like ancient towers, you know? I don't know.
Ahem. To the right, you can see Valeria Lake. Regrettably, it is cloudy at the moment, but you should be able to see the outline of the lake.
I've finished my duties at Gransel Cathedral and I'm on my way home to Bose. I must confess, though, all the time I've been away, I've been so worried I thought I'd go crazy. This ship isn't even going the right way, but I jumped on without thinking about it. Oh, did Sunday school end safely at least? Oh dear.
I was gonna say, like, this is the ship to Ruan, man. This is not going to Bose, but okay, that's really funny. No, it really is worth it to talk to these NPCs. You get funny little, like, real world building, just fun moments like that.
Come to think of it, that group of bandits still hasn't been caught. No, they wouldn't attack us, would they?
That'd be crazy if we got attacked by sky bandits, like, just like how the first game, like, we had to deal with the aftermath of an attack. Imagine if we got attacked again, you know, like, or like we had to, like, relive it real time now. That'd be nuts. But we'll see.
Oh, really? Grandpa is such a worrywart. I don't know what to do with him. Sure, there were bandits, but according to the news, they don't even have a ship anymore. What are they gonna do? Flap their arms real hard and run us down with wishes?
Ooh, yeah, you can't be much of a sky bandit without an airship, so, yeah.
Ruan is in the middle of an election right now. The candidates, I believe, are the harbor manager and the owner of a local hotel. I wonder which will win. When I was young, the only way to get around was a long, hard trip on the roads. We really have it easy these days. And it's all thanks to Her Majesty.
Yeah, she wasn't being cranky about things were better back in the day. She was grateful for this easy flying.
Lakeisha. Sometimes, he says, sometimes my foot. You've only just managed to find a job.
Oh, we should have talked to this guy first to get context.
I hear the casino in Ruan's finally finished its renovations. I left Gransel as soon as I heard. Sometimes you just need to kick back and chill out, you know.
Okay, I see what's going on there.
Huh? Excuse me, are you from the Bracer Guild, miss?
I am, yeah.
I thought so. I'm glad we could meet again.
Is this one of the people we saved from the Sky Bandit incident?
Do you remember me? I was one of the people you saved when the Sky Bandits held us hostage.
Neat, I love it. Aw, this is so cool. These callbacks. This is the stuff that Trails fans love, right? Because, like, you know, again, every Trails game, starting from Trails in the Sky first chapter up to current day, they're all in the same setting. It's all the same continuity, so there's, like, callbacks all the time. This is a really tiny callback, but, like, already we're getting this stuff here after first chapter, so I'm already like, oh, that's so cool. Yeah. You know, I say starting from Trails in the Sky because the series is actually called Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky and Legend of Heroes Trails of whatever. There actually were a bunch of Legend of Heroes games before Trails in the Sky, and those, as I understand, are not connected. I might be wrong, let me know if I'm wrong, but I believe they're not connected because everyone tells you to start at Sky first chapter. But the really old Legend of Heroes games operate like Final Fantasy or Tales games where they're, you know, generally not same continuity. So, yeah. Anyway.
Oh, you were with the captain, right? That's right, I'm Claire. I manage the passenger cabin. Our entire crew owes you our lives and more. We're still here at our post because you managed to save us.
You're welcome. Is the entire crew of the Linde back at work?
Yes, everyone is working even harder than before.
That's great. I'm glad everyone was able to get back to their lives.
Forgive me for asking, Miss Bracer, but are you traveling for pleasure today, or work?
Unfortunately, it's always work. I'll probably end up riding airships a lot from now on. Oh, that's cool. I would love that if, like, a second chapter it opened up in terms of travel. Like, obviously it's not an open world game, but, you know, after, like, how we went through the country in, like, a very straightforward order in first chapter, if we actually got to, like, travel between the cities using airships, you know, that'd be really neat. I hope you'll treat me well if I end up on the Linde again.
Absolutely. I hope we get to serve you again.
You know, I just realized something really odd, though. I wonder how this game's gonna go. You remember how in first chapter, every area you go to was kind of marked on the map? There weren't, like, any, like, secret extra areas to go to, really, on the map? Well, now we got a new story, another game, which, by the way, I've been told is somehow even bigger than first chapter, so, like, Are there gonna be, like, a bunch of now secret places that aren't marked on the map that we're going to? Or is this going to somehow, like, is this game gonna find excuses for us to, you know, recycle every area we've gone to already? I don't know. I'm curious to see what this game does, but, yeah, I just had a funny thought just now, you know. Because I was thinking the funniest thought is that they give us a new world map, and there's just going to be double the areas to check out marked on it. Who knows? We'll figure it out. This guy. Oh, no way. I absolutely must make this next deal happen. I should look over the local foodstuffs again. Oh, that's a good idea. I should return to my roots and do some plain old investigating. I don't remember a guy called Orvid. I don't know. I don't know what this was. If this was a reference to a guy we talked to previous game, this one would have needed more of a callback. I have no clue what we were talking about. This is, by the way, in today's day and age, the idea you can just walk into the captain's, you know, the bridge of a ship, the pilot's seat. This is so unrealistic, but whatever.
Do you have some business yonder? Wait a moment. You're that girl from before.
Hi, sir. I haven't seen you in a while.
I saved you at the bandit hideout, right? Oh yeah, of course, right. Of course he would be here, would have been there too, right, yeah.
Yes, I thought so. You must forgive me. I never had a chance to properly thank you. Allow me to offer my thanks on behalf of the entire crew.
You're welcome. I was really just doing my job, though. Still, it is kind of funny, though. Taking a trip on the same airship I once helped to rescue.
Repairing the damage those thugs did took some time, but the Linde's as good as new now. I'm sure she's doing her best with you on board.
Oh!
Looks like she heard us talking. With conditions like today's, we should arrive in Ruan in no time. Please, enjoy the rest of your journey. Let us know if you need anything.
I will. Thanks, sir. Sweet. I love it. Maintain altitude. Keep throttle at 60%. Maintain heading until we reach the Rubine River. Altitude okay. Setting throttle at 60%. Maintaining current heading until we cross the Rubine River. Is that marked on the map? Gransel, Ruan. Is the Rubine River that river that connects Valyria to Ruan? I don't know. There's not really. Well, there's a tiny river there between Gransel and Leiston Fortress. You see the wall of Gransel. There's like a forest in Zeiss, and Leiston Fortress. It's got a little trickle of a river there, so I don't know. Could be, but maybe it's just not marked on the map. Hard to say. I get the feeling there wasn't any, like, big plot twist we could get on this ship. I think this was just, like, you know, a little bit of world building and, like, you know, this whole, like, you know, you did something, your actions had consequences, in this case positive ones. This ship is now operational and the people are fine. And they're happy, they're grateful, you know. A little bit of, like, you know, love for your work. Also, just that little exposition about the towers lighting up, I think, was also there to seed a little idea of something crazy going on, so, yeah. Whew! Man, just when I thought we'd get to rest in Bose for a bit, it's straight off to Zeiss. If that non-aggression pact with the Empire happens, our trade in Orbans is gonna explode after all. The plan is to get to Zeiss now and secure some product in advance. Speculative trading, as they say. Okay. Also, the engine room we're just allowed. No, this isn't the engine room. This is like the cargo room. Still, allowing a civilian passenger to just dick around down here. Very unlikely.
This is the cargo room. Ain't no place for passengers. Watch that you don't hit your head wandering around.
And immediately the game's like, what are you doing down here, you dingus? You can't be exploring here, silly. I appreciate it. Alright, let's go back to the top. I assume we talked to Sherazard and moved the plot along, and she wasn't on this floor, so she is in fact sitting up here on the extra scenic deck. Oh! Oopsie.
Valyria Lake. Somewhere in that wide open lake, the legendary guardian of Valyria's waters lives.
Someone hasn't changed a bit.
Huh? Oh, I was wondering who it was. Hello, Estelle.
I don't remember who this character is again, unfortunately. This time we definitely have met this before, but I'm like, huh? Hi, Lloyd. I haven't seen you in forever. Looking to challenge the Lord King Mugwump Fish of Valyria Lake again? Oh, was this the guy who, like, was the fishing tutorial guy back when we were hanging out at that one, like, little hotel, estate, manor thing? You know, when we were, like, trying to hunt down the Sky Bandits. We were following up a lead, and we came down to the lakefront, the Valyria lakefront. Yeah, we were fishing there. I think this guy was the guy who taught us fishing. That might be what this is.
For now, no. I'm off to Ruan. I've heard there's a nice convenient spot right in the city limits.
Wow, you sure are dedicated. It sounds fun, but I guess I'm just not that into fishing.
Oh, really? That's a pity. You've got quite a talent for it, from what I saw at the Kingfisher Inn. I know. Let me give you this.
Huh? A fishing book? And a progress rod? This is,
It's a rod for beginners and a notebook for recording your fishing records. We, the members of the Fishermen's Guild, are dedicated to the expansion of the culture of fishing. We're always happy to provide promising rookies with the tools of the trade. Incidentally, are you bound for Ruan?
Yeah, I am actually.
No, well then, you'll have a chance to swing that rod right away. There are all sorts of fishing spots in Ruan.
Huh, I guess it would be a good chance. Now that you mention it, Ruan as a region is kind of full of waterside areas.
As I mentioned, there's a point within the city itself, too. You should go there first to practice. For now, so long as you enjoy it, that's enough.
Yeah, thanks. I'll definitely give it a shot.
I pray that you'll join our ranks someday. Well then, safe journey to you.
Okay, maybe this was why we had this sequence? We had to get the rod? This just sounds like a mini-game, though. But it sounds more involved than the first game, because the first game you just had that short mini-game at the lakefront. Now it sounds like there's gonna be, like, multiple places to go fishing, you know? Huh. I hope I get something more than a Magikarp with this beginner rod. I hope it's not a case that I have to get a fancier rod just to get something better than the requisite Magikarp catch. Man, when I played Pokemon Red and Blue back as a kid, I was so frustrated when I got the old rod and I was only getting Magikarps because I did not know that that's how it works, that the first old rod only provides Magikarps. I was like, oh man, there's gotta be like a 5% chance that I catch something else. Come on, and nope.
So next up is Ruan, huh? Speaking of Ruan, that whole thing with Mayor Dalmor being arrested was a real shocker. Seems like the whole town's still in an uproar over it, but that's not too surprising.
Yeah. Oh, this is my second time riding a passenger liner. The first time I rode one, we got attacked by bandits. Please let nothing happen this time, almighty Idios. Wow, this guy, man, so many returning guests on this ship. Incredible. Liberl never ceases to amaze me. Back home in Calvard, airships are still very rare. It was kind of a shock when I found out normal citizens used them so casually like this. Interesting. Estelle, are you done with are all done with your walk? We still have a bit of time before we land. Okay. I'm gonna walk around a bit more then. You're welcome to walk around, Estelle, but don't forget to get off at Ruan. There'll be a broadcast before we land, so make sure to get back to your seat. Yeah, I will. What? Okay, I was apparently mistaken. Apparently there is still... or... talking behind her back, that's weird. Or do I... yeah, no. I don't have a dedicated seat here, so I guess I still have to do something here? Well, I might be then mistaken about there not being... oh. Alright, never mind. Thank you for flying with us today. We will be arriving in Ruan shortly. Please be aware that there may be turbulence while landing, so we ask that all passengers take their seats. Whoops, I'd better get to my seat. Never mind, we just had to walk down. After we had gotten every flag, we just had to go down and get that trigger. Fair enough. Oh yeah, Ruan had really swanky music. Yeah. You know, I love also one thing that this game always does. Somehow we always seem to be the last people to come off the ship. Well, this time we weren't quite the last. You saw there were some civilians coming there behind us, but yeah, usually it's always us. That the relevant character is always, not necessarily us, but the relevant character who's departing always seems to be the last one shuffling out. Funny how that goes. Now, oh yeah, this guy, hold on. I'm gonna try and remember all the voices I did for all these guys. I remember this guy I made super French, so I got this, because Jean sounds like a very French name. Oh, hey, welcome back. Boy, but I'm glad you guys are here. Karen has been away, so the bird's covered with jobs. You guys have your work cut out for you. Geared up and ready to go, I hope? Sending us out already? Oh, I think I can guess the reason for his eagerness. So, Taskmaster, I take it you have some urgent jobs for us? Surprisingly not, actually. We're snowed under with work in general, but none of it is particularly urgent. I mean, the election's being held under the eyes of the military anyway. The town's so busy boiling over from the election that the tourists have stayed away a bit.
Whoa, the election's gotten that hot? Who's running? We haven't heard. Oh, I read the news. Mr. Norman, who is a proponent of the tourism industry, and Mr. Portos, who wants to try and revive the harbors and shipping business. Well, I can't blame the game because, it's entirely possible you miss the news, so you gotta have this dialogue here to fill that in case you missed that, or otherwise it'll be weird that your characters would seem to know about it out of the blue. Remember, this is a big deal. The mayor of Ruan is also the governor of the entire region. People in Manoria and elsewhere are voting too. It's been a real media circus. This election is basically going to decide the future of Ruan. It's exciting. I get it now. That is big. Well, given that I'm underage and not a citizen of Ruan, I guess I can't vote. Gotta admit though, since I basically helped cause this, I'm sorta curious to see where it goes. Oh, then read the coverage from the Liberal News. Their investigative articles are excellent. Investigation. Wait, that reminds me. There is actually a job I'd like for you to focus on. It isn't urgent, but it's something that needs looking into. Oh? What's up? Well, how do I put this? It's hard to explain. Maybe I shouldn't have. Jean? Unsure? Hold the presses. I think we're witnessing a miracle. Usually you'll happily pile the work on a bracer till they sink into the ground from the weight of it all. Oh, Shara, I'm not that bad, come on. Well, alright, here it is. I want you to investigate ghost sightings. See, I knew you were gonna look at me like that. This is why I didn't want to bring it up. No, sorry, it's just a bit of, a surprise, that's all. So, what exactly do you mean by ghost sightings? Okay, sir, and don't make fun of my accent, that's rude. It began about 2 weeks ago. We've been receiving reports that people have been seeing a white shadow at night. A white shadow, okay. And not just in the city of Ruan, mind you. Reports have been coming in from all across the province. They saw a white shadow at night. Wait, you mean? Ah, so that's why you called it a ghost then. Oh, okay, right, because they're like sheet phantom. You imagine like a shock white ghost, right? Okay, because I was thinking like a white phantom. That's a weird color. I'd expect like a creepy dark shade, but oh yeah, the classic cartoon ghost that's like made out of a bed sheet is shock white. Yeah, never mind. Makes perfect sense. If it was just a prank or something, you wouldn't be hearing about it province-wide. Exactly. I'd have dismissed one sighting, but with all the reports we've gotten... While you're traveling around working on the other jobs, do you think you could follow up on a few of the reports? Well, you see... it'd be, irresponsible of us to take such a job. There's so much else going on. Yeah, that's it. Estelle, are you... Yeah, is she just scared of ghosts? What is going on here? What? No! No. Not at all. You think Estelle, the coup breaker, hero of Liberal, would be afraid of ghosts? No way! No how! No. Sorry, I am afraid of ghosts. A little. More than a little from the looks of it. Well, don't worry. Nobody's been hurt or anything, and it isn't urgent. We'll just pretend this conversation didn't. Jean, wait. Estelle, don't you think we should take this job? Don't you worry, your big sister will make it all better. By the way, this would be a fantastic moment to, this is real replay value. I'm, again, assuming we come here with agate, that it's not like we go to Bose with agate, If that happens, that's insane also, like that the game is that, split in half. But in case that doesn't happen and you just come to Ruan with agate, imagine how different this dialogue here is gonna be with agate, ripping on, Estelle for being afraid of ghosts. That would be so interesting. That's... This game, man. It's crazy. Besides, investigating this could prove useful to our... actual mission. Huh? Remember, Estelle, our true purpose is investigating the movements of the society throughout Liberal. And that involves keeping an eye out for anything even remotely suspicious. Sounds a little bit like a ghost hunt to me, wouldn't you agree? Oh, yeah, when you put it like that, it makes sense. Sorry, Shara, I was being childish. John, we'll investigate those sightings and get to the bottom of them. I promise. Glad to hear it. Anyway, I've got 3 sightings in particular that I think bear looking into. The first one is a report from a guard at Airliner. Apparently, he saw something during a night patrol that spooked the heck out of him. Okay, not scared. Not scared. The second one I knew of was a sighting by a member of the Ravens. The Ravens? That's the local dogs gang, right? Oh yeah, it wasn't... wasn't Agate a former Raven? Am I remembering that correct? So again, if we're dealing with the Ravens again, just again, so much different. If we had Agate in the party, I'm gonna assume. Very interesting, this game. Wow. Hopefully we can get them to cooperate. I don't think that'll actually be as big a problem as you think. They seemed kind of different during the tournament in Grand Soul, Were the Ravens in the tournament in Grand Soul? I forgot that. That part I completely forgot. I know the Kapuas were there, and our rival Bracers, and a couple of military units. And of course the Spec Ops, Lawrence was there, or Lowe, I guess is his actual name. Really? You'll have to fill me in on the way. Well, sounds like you'll make it work. Anyway, the last report is from one of the children at the Mercia orphanage. Wait, one of the orphanage kids? Yes, Matron Teresa contacted us on her behalf. Oh, right. Guess you wouldn't know. A reconstruction of the orphanage finished not too long ago. According to Matron Teresa, it's more or less exactly as it once was. I was going to comment on this, maybe not now, but once we were going to the orphanage, I wonder if to simulate the fact that it's a newly built orphanage, they might in fact have a different layout. No, sounds like they're going to reuse the exact same map and explain it away with this line here, which, whatever, that's fine, I'll allow that. I'm not going to get super on the game's case about that, but I was thinking about it. It is? That's a relief. I wanted to go say hi to Matron Teresa and the kids anyway. I'll ask about the thingy sighting when I go congratulate them over the new orphanage building. And that's it. Remember though, this really isn't urgent.
so you can put it off for a bit if something else comes up. The rest of the jobs are on the board, so make sure to check it. Bracer quests, which you may choose to accept or ignore. Ooh, very, very Mission Impossible, are posted to the board in each guild house. If you approach the board and press the confirm prompt when the bleep mark appears, you can see the full list. Select a job to see the details on it, such as the objective and potential rewards. These details will automatically be recorded in your notebook. Once you've heard what all 3 witnesses have to say, come back here. We can go over all the testimonies and take a stab at figuring this mess out. Understood. The Ravens hang out right here in the city, in the warehouse district. We might check with them first. Well then, let's stop by the warehouse district before we leave town. That's across the bridge, I believe. Oh, okay. Sounds like the game might force us to do that first then. We'll see. My operating plan was going to be how it was exactly in first chapter, which is we pick up the side quests, do those first, and then progress the main quest. Because in this game, the side quests are pretty juicy. It's not... oh, how should I say this and not try to be super rude? Open world fetch quest, whatever we want to call those. Like, you know, checklist busywork quests. Like, there's like actual involved side quests in these games. Okay. Well, sometimes they lean into that sometimes. And they're not like mega deep writing. Sometimes it really is just like go pick up something for a client or whatever. And sometimes it's just hunt down a monster. Those aren't very involved. But my point stands. First, I'd like you to check up on the 3 eyewitness reports, compile your findings, then come report to me. It's not an urgent job, so you can put it off till later if you need to. Good luck! But yeah, it sounds like this time we need to at least... I'll try to leave town, but maybe the game's gonna be like, hey, you gotta go talk to those ravens, remember? And then we'll go do that first, but yeah. It does make sense, order-wise, to go to the ravens first, since that's right nearby. So yeah, but, we'll see how the side quests allow us. So, come ingredient hunters. Orbit Company. Oh, we talked to a guy called Orbit on the airship, so that must be the same guy. Looking for someone to help me complete a list of ingredients found in the Ruan region. Easy, fun job to do in your spare time. Interested persons are to come to Menoria Village. A representative of our firm will wait on the 2nd floor of the White Magnolia. Prior experience not required. Ooh, that's quite a ways away. I was hoping we'd just talk here in town to get the idea. Yeah, it says term long, so this sounds like this might take a while as we hunt down information on these ingredients. So we'll see how that goes. That might be something we do throughout this chapter. Then the Sapphire Tower photo sounds easier. This is a job to take a photograph at the Sapphire Tower. Necessary equipment will be provided. Details for this job will be provided by a research staff member. He is staying at the Hotel Blanche, room 101. Okay. That we might be able to do, at least talk to the researcher. Then, 2 monsters. Vista Forest Road Monster. A dangerous monster, the Mercury Viper, has been sighted along the Vista Forest Road. Bracers affiliated with this branch are asked to respond immediately to this threat. Items of note. Monster specializes in poison attacks. Respond to monster equipped with anti-venom gear. Well, that's an interesting new detail. I don't think the previous game had, like, tips on how to take the monster out. I wonder if that's going to be everything, all the time. Yeah, this one's got one, too. Interesting. That's kind of cool. Yeah, now that this feature is here, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. That's good. Then, also, a dangerous monster, Cobalt Saber, has been sighted on the Gull Seaside Way. Bracers affiliated with this branch are asked to respond immediately to this threat. Monster has extremely high physical defense. Be prepared with offensive arts. Okay. We'll try to do these. I'm gonna have to admit, I don't remember. I think Seaside Galway is north, so it's gonna be along the path towards Menoria. I don't remember where the Vista Forest Road is. That might be the one to the Academy that goes through a forest. Or it could be to the south, maybe? It's going to be a little hard to figure out that one, because
Unfortunately, the roads aren't marked on the world map, so yeah, we'll have to keep our eyes open on the way. Also, one final note, and I will end this episode then. I've gone very long. I wanted to go long after my weird rant about the Jaeger twist, you know? So I wanted to go long to compensate for me standing around and talking about nonsense, but I do want to call this right about now, but I wanted to get these missions here, so we're ready for next time, and I wanted to make one observation. Mercury Viper. I think this was a monster we already fought in the previous game. The only reason I remember is because I made a really dumb pun about Mobile Suit Gundam The Witch from Mercury when this Mercury Viper came out, because I titled that episode The Hiss from Mercury. That was a very far-reaching Gundam reference, you know, like, I don't think anybody got it. That's fine. None of my references are very clear because they only amuse an audience of one, me. But the point is, I think we fought one of those already, so I don't know, is the game like easing us into hunting monsters by having us take on some dangerous monster boss hunt monsters we already did last game, and now we can see how much easier they are? In which case, I don't know, Cobalt Saber, it sounds a little bit familiar, but I'm not sure. This one definitely, like, pings me, like, hold on. I think we did that. But yeah, that's enough for today. So, very excited to be here in Ruan. Let's go get some fresh air. Oh, thank God. As I was walking out, I got this, like, sinking feeling that we were going to be hit with another giant cutscene. It was entirely possible, but Ruan, it's, where do you get the map? There we go. It's just like how I left it, I think. I can't remember. No, I'm kind of remembering, in which case we're going to hit up a weapon shop next time, first of all, like real quick. But yeah, great to be back at it. I mean, we've already been at it, so to speak, but it's been the prologue, and it's been all a little bit of building up. Great to be back at it for realsies. So, look forward to our adventures in Ruan next time. Bye-bye!